Ending my stream. Do it myself. See, the problem is with me is I make humanity question the natural area of life. More than likely, I'll be taken out at some point in my life. The problem is I don't care anymore. Like, I've done nothing wrong, man. I'm literally just someone that plays games and tries to deal with my disorder and my depression. Anyone else out there, mate, that's working on what? That's to distract your mind. And because you need to and provide for your family. But there is better ways. Trust me. The problem is humanity questions me about this. But we once did live that way. We once did live in an area where things would have worked. But power got to humanity. Control got to humanity. You see, when that happens, you go insane. I mean, come on, let's have a look at Simpsons. Like, sir, I'm afraid you've gone mad with power. I'm afraid you've gone mad with power. Of course I've gone mad with power. What do you think? You ever try going mad without power? Nobody listens to you. It's boring. Yeah? And look at everything that Simpsons has ever put on. Like, the rock, you're between a rock and a hard place. That's life all the time, mate. You are between a rock and a hard place. There is nowhere to go. Like, it's just the same shit over and over again. Repetitive cycle of bullshit, and I don't get how humanity is happy with it. Like, or at least not happy with it, but accepting of it. I'm not. Fucking outraged. You know, but complain about it. I'm sick of listening to it. That's the worst bit about it. I'm sick of listening to it. I don't even know why my brain is obsessed with this. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm used to getting obsessed with stuff for a short period of time and then slowly moving on to something else because I'm bored. Right? I'm used to being obsessive over games. I'm used to being obsessive over people that I enjoy spending time with. All that, it seems to have faded away to just keep bitching about politics and in the way humanity lives. I don't even skateboard anymore. My whole life is bitching about politics and bullshit. I don't even care about it. Genuinely, personally, myself, I don't care about it. All this is for me, is an obsession that should have faded away a long time ago. The problem is I got so many different areas where I can call humanity out on its fucking bullshit. Like I said to my dad, mate, I says, you really think that our God, yeah, would have just created life for us to experience nothing but suffering? Do you really think God has created life for us to endure nothing but bullshit after bullshit. Pain after pain, loss after loss. Like, and he looked at me and went, no, it's what society's done. We're going to sit back and then ignore it, I guess. So that's all we can do. But don't you think if we, the human race, created this system for us all to live upon, don't you think that it's only the human race that could change its destiny and its path? I didn't say it clear as that, but, you know, do something about it, is what I actually said. But I prefer destiny and path, it sounds more moving nature. Oh, where's this fucking bird that were over there? I didn't even get what I needed either. It's supposed to be getting the artifact. I think. What did I come here for? It's because I'm following YouTube, so I'm not remembering. It's over there. I don't see it over there. It's literally just over there, bruv. I felt like the bird was literally just over there somewhere. Oh well, we'll go this first. I got this artifact. Oh, it was buried treasure that I got for the first one, wasn't it? Shit. I bet he was just using this as a location, and I just thought it were a fucking buried treasure. Hold up. It's right next to it. Right next to a portal. Oh shit. So I did get this one. I'm gonna get that fucking crow. This is all we're doing, we're just doing all the side bits. We are gonna be doing the campaign, the DLC if it's... I think it's free, I'm not sure. If it's free we're doing it, if not then we're probably not. I mean I might have a look to see how much it is. I haven't been able to keep track of days for such a long time. I don't know what day I get paid. I don't keep track of anything. Physically can't anymore. I don't really change since I was 19. I mean, I was fucking stuck there. Alright. That's all I got left, mate, really, is pain. I don't know what else. The problem is with pain, keeps me going, I suppose. So it's more the anger. I mean, for me, I was just a broken man. Smart enough to acknowledge. And you see, that's where the trauma is. Right, intelligence will only bring one self-destruction. And intelligence comes in all forms and manners. Which is another reason why humanity needs to learn to identify this. I'm not gonna lie, mate. The quicker we learn that intelligence definitely does come in all forms and manners, is where we're gonna get better off. Me, I'm good with my minds, and you know, so I have good opinions now and again. And I think outside the box all the time, but I have no actual way of doing that. So, I don't know where half of this shit comes from. I even said to my mate Ginger, says, I don't understand, mate, because I can't think and I don't get where all this comes from, but I can tell you half of the time it's not me speaking. I don't know who it is, but it's not affecting me anymore. It's not the person I once remembered about myself. And you see, maybe that's the issue. See, if I've learned that the person that's speaking is not me anymore, then maybe that's an issue. I mean, I did used to care a long time ago, but now I don't. I just tell everybody what I think about my opinion, mate. I have to listen to all your fucking opinions. I think it's only fair. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But on the other end of the foot, mate, you just sat there listening about nothing. Well, my dad don't know that. I pretty much listened to all his bullshit all my life, mate. I know pretty much everything about him. I think he realised that about that. I think he realised that tonight, to be honest. Right, I did pay note, Dad. You believe it or not. You know, you're a big part of my life. It's like you came in and he saw my wallpaper and painting and decorating I've done. I was like, you've done a good job there. He thought I painted it. I mean, I probably could if I put my time and effort into it, but I'd never be able to get the shine. And he said lacquer. Well, yeah, there is that. Hey, what's going on here?
Kratos, Freya, welcome back.
Hi.
Mimir.
Lady Sif, Freya, it speaks volumes seeing you here in person. The first of the Aesir to visit us in peace.
Really, Your Majesty?
It's the capacity of the Vanir's forgiveness that speaks volumes.
We know Asgard was more than Odin and his Einherjar. If they'll help us rebuild, they're more than welcome to stay.
Aesir and Vanir living together. I never thought it possible.
I imagine a severe lack of options for the Aesir helped ease things along.
Oh, Mimir. It has truly been a pleasure not listening to your prattling commentary for the last 100 winters.
Well, excuse me, milady.
100 winters of Mimir bleating at court? I think I'd rather be exiled.
Indeed. Oh, the stories I have.
Really? Do tell.
Well, everything appears to be in order here, diplomacy administered, and all's well. Let's leave these two to their planning, shall we?
Man, there ain't gonna be no planning. There's gonna be some fucking here, mate. She after the BBD, mate, she is.
Where can we set up the farmsteads?
You saved them, Freya.
I did nothing.
No. I did nothing.
Correct.
Scratching tally marks into a cell while the world ended around me.
I don't think
You
that's a bad
returned
issue.
to your people.
Doing that right now, mate.
You endured their hatred.
Kind of.
You helped them become more.
Freyr and his
Right.
soldiers.
They survived. They endured. But there's a reason the tide turned when the goddess Freya returned home. Your love of this place. I can feel it. Smell it in the breeze. Anyone can. That love makes you strong. Makes your people strong. It's why you won.
Thank you.
Hey, he's been sniffing your knickers, love, mate. I'm telling you that now, mate. He's fucking, like, literally been into your little turtle's ass, mate. He's gone into your knicker drawer and he's woofing on that right now, mate. He is. Naughty bastard. You want to stay away from him, chick. I mean, you got me, mate. You're fine. Just go on. I ain't gonna lie. You're a little bigger than me. To intimidate me, but... he's got about like 6 yards on me, mate. I'm telling you that now, mate. Like, you ain't gonna have to be like, I could do a body kick while he could punch me. Like literally, I could run, double drop kick him in face. He'd punch me, and his arm is the length of my body. Like it's just even. Like he's gonna punch me in the face while I'm trying to get 2 feet into his face, mate. Like how's that gonna work? Right. What am I even here for again? I'm just nonsense. Where's this fucking legendary chest? No, he's my little friend. I want to keep him. Just keep him. Keep him forever. He could be my little group. But we should call him our little Stroop. I don't know if I've been through that. Well, I don't think I'm going down there. Yeah, we got one of them wind chime, water chime things around here. All the way over there. Right. Now, apparently everyone's worried about me, but, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I've been here for a long time anyway. You're a bit late for that. Right, honestly. Time to rescue me when I was in fucking limbo. Not now I'm in purgatory. Right. You ain't really got much room left for a soul, mate. Pain, anger, hate, frustration. And the problem is, the biggest problem, and the biggest problem of all, is it's towards my own kind. And if I can't like my own species, I can't like myself. So I feel like I need to change my species to be able to like myself more. If that makes sense. Now, I can't physically change the species, but I can try and give inspiring words on where things could be better. You just think, right? You've got an architect. It's fucking fantastic at his work. Everyone loves his work. It's resilient, it withstands, and it caters, and it houses and feeds. Well, not, I won't say feed, but you know, you get the point. But caters for people's needs and wants. In my world, we would all live within community blocks. Yes? And there's a reason why I would call it a community block in the first place. It's a subliminally message. Community. Yeah? So that I like living in this community block. This community block is nice. I think we need to do this in this community block. Do you understand the fact that you're going to constantly keep saying community block? You know, I live in a property. That's what I live in. But I will also say it's a flat. Yeah? If we live in community blocks, one, it'd be a lot more easier to jigsaw piece things around. Right. Number two, we only really need 2 stories for a property and a maximum of 3 bedrooms. Yes? In these community blocks, you can segregate people where they want to be. where they want to be. If they want to help the elderly, well then let's stick them in the elderly block and let's let them help the community elderly. Yeah. Because they might be a caring, nurturing nature. Alright, but they might not want to deal with a baby crying. Although, after they probably go through that, they might want to deal with a baby crying. Alright. So let them do that. If they are a caring and kind nature, and they want to educate and provide guidance, then stick them towards being fucking teachers. Just make sure they're not weirdos. But in the community block, that's where your school would be. And the thing is you would have couples together, so they could build a family, community. Okay? You would have single people together, so that they can mingle and create a family situation. The single blocks would not be, they would be classed as temporary accommodation until you find a suitor. Everybody would have the same equal to everybody else. Nobody greater, nobody lesser, no matter the job. A doctor would not be looked upon more greater than a cleaner or a janitor or whatever you want to call it. And the reason why is because how would that doctor be able to do his job correctly and safely without the cleaner and janitor? Yeah? You'd get infections, wouldn't you? Bacteria. It's not going to work, is it? And this is why you need to stop thinking as a human nation that for some reason you're better than someone else. When you're the same species, you thick shit. I do not think I'm any better than a smackhead, to be honest, personally. The reasons why is I'm not in a bad situation as some of them. I can tell you that. I only got addicted to cannabis. Thank fuck for that, and alcohol. I did like to dibble and dabble in other stuff, but I never went to that level. But also, I don't know where life took them. Yeah? So I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to criticise. I don't know where life took them. Now, if they had everything handed on a fucking plate, like some of the celebrities, and still fucked it up, then I'm going to judge you. Unfortunately, when God gave you gifts, and you shat on it, what did you expect? Yeah. Me, I never really had gifts, to be honest. If you want my life, man, it just feels like trial after trial after trial after trial. I feel like I've been through so many motherfucking tests in my life. Even I question how I'm still standing. But then I also think there's people out there going through worse than me as well. It doesn't make me feel better about my life, but, you know, it gives me reason to live on. But it only gives me reason to live on if they can live on. Like, my life got to an area of I don't really enjoy happiness anymore. I don't have time. I don't experience it like most, I've noticed. So my happiness actually comes from other people's happiness. It doesn't come through mine. Like, the only time I enjoyed happiness is when I was interacting with my child. Every time I made him smile, it made me smile. Every time I made him laugh, I laughed. every time he cried. Well, I mean, I laughed. Now, come on, kid, you got this. Don't worry. It's just a bruise. You're stronger than that. I mean, you headbutted me, kid. He did. Slap nut on me. Oh, bastard. Funny and all. You see, that's the difference between men and women. See, I'm sat here laughing about it, and I did the exact same when he slapped nut on me, and I just laughed at him. I didn't know what else to do. It's funny. I stepped on the road and I picked him up, and he wasn't happy with it. He threw a tantrum because I told him off and shouted at him for the first time because there were a car coming. I didn't do it on purpose. I did it out of fear, but I don't know. I got what I wanted, so in a way it was a bonus, but I probably could have dealt with it different. But I don't think I would have done. But in hindsight, in all fairness, my brain says if you didn't shout at him, you wouldn't have got his attention to give you that 2 seconds to be able to grab him and pull him away from that road before that foot continued onto it. That's legit how my brain saw that. So, and you know what? Yeah, that's the way I see that. I mean, my dad did it to me down road where I live. Like literally in an electric box. We went to go over in Calfield, and I stepped out on the road when a car was coming. They pulled me back, damned my arse, and literally went, better than me than that car, eh? And I kind of looked and went, yeah, I can't argue with that. And just accepted my punishment like a man. Like, my dad didn't do it out of anger, hey, he did it out of fear. Fear of losing me. Or getting told off by my mum. Or being proven right by my mum. Well, proving my mum right. Yeah, I told him he shouldn't be near him. What did I say? Left him with Graham and end up letting him get killed. End up letting him killing himself. Problem is, a lot of my attitude towards areas is actually from my dad, mate. Right, if you're going to kill yourself, I don't know why you're talking to me about it. I don't know what that implied, like, get on with it. Like, if you're going to do it, just do it, mate. Just fucking sit there. So I remained quiet. And then when I did start speaking out, I didn't do it correctly. I still don't do it correctly now. I do try, but I'm human. Like, I'm just human. Sorry. Like, if I wasn't, you think I'd be in the same boat as you guys? Actually, I chose to come here, so that is. Maybe I did. Shouldn't have done. Should have chose to stay away. I mean, we got Project Bluebeam and everything on the way. That's looking good nowadays. I don't think like me and you are at the same one, bro. But it is a portal nonetheless. I ain't gonna lie, I've tried out everyone I've ever interacted with in my life. And I have not really received anything back. Or do I actually expect to receive anything back? But you know, once in a while, be fucking nice. Like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. Do you know the most effort I've had in my life actually really given by someone that I could hope is a genuine, like, help, anyway,
This crest,
would be Paige.
it's mine.
That comes on my channel every day, puts the same comment within my chat. Well, not same, but different. That's why I should type it out. For no reason whatsoever, other than she enjoys helping people out. Right? And see that, you can appreciate. But you see, for me, I don't know how. I mean, the biggest helps I've had in my life, actually, would be through my mother with my game console, because I've always been a nerd. The rest of the shit, it's been help, but mostly destructive help. So, like, it supported me for what I needed, but not... Well, it supported me for what I wanted and not what I needed. So, it was help, but it wasn't. If that makes sense. And support, well, support of it's probably most of my support comes from anyone that actually subscribes, to be honest. Majority of this shit I just do on my own. That's why I struggle. And you see, that's the problem with humanity. A lot of us do shit on our own. And that is why we struggle. But I just keep running in the same spot because there's no mini-map and I don't know how to work the layout. I'm used to mini-maps in games. To the point now, I'm confused with it. It allows me to see the structure. That's the thing. You see, with a minimap, I can look at a 2D object in the left-hand side. You see here, now I've got to look and take everything in. That, no offense, is just too much. Alright, what am I looking for mainly? Because there's a legendary chest. There's 3 legendary chests. Because I can't be asked to run around here like an headless chicken when this game's been out for absolutely ages and I can go on YouTube and just type this motherfucker in. Right, it's boring. And I want to know what it does, so that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I'm not actually doing it because I want to. I'm doing it. Well, I'm doing it because I want to, and it's there. And you know, I brought this game, so I kind of want to experience it. It's kind of what I do with games I buy. If I get it free off the PlayStation Plus, unless I enjoyed the game, I'm probably not going to look for every single bit about it. I ain't got no interest in platinum, I'm not going to lie. I just want to experience what the game's got to offer. And I can't be arsed with reading. A lot of things require reading. And if you put the speech to text thing on it, it's annoying because it will go pause menu. I know. I pressed the button. Resume. I pressed that. Like, I can't read structural sentences and big ass motherfucking words, bro. Right? I can read everything I use in day-to-day basis, pretty much. You know what I mean? I don't look at, hi, how are you? And think, oh shit, can't read it. See that? I can't read all that though at the minute because I'm doing the cheating thing. Sorry, Paige. See, and it's appreciated. I mean, honestly, I'd probably say the biggest support I had in my life is my ex leaving. Made me do a lot for myself. See, that's the thing I find with me and different YouTubers. I literally say when I'm cheating, but you see my level of cheating is I go on YouTube and find a fucking location for something I can't be asked to spend a year and a half looking for. I don't know where the fuck you are, bro, in the first place, actually. You're near a law. I don't know where that is, bro. I don't know if I've gone the same direction. Still weird to me. I suppose that's what you get for just being a normal British man, really, isn't it? Oh yeah, I did not know how to get this. This is the legendary chest. Right. I don't know how to do this, so you can show me, because I'm not rattling my brain out with this. As far as I'm aware, mate, there's 2 pillars. I can't fucking break it with my staff, so... And you know, if you told me I can break it with my spear, I'm going to be pissed off. Now I said it correctly. It is, isn't it? That's what it's going to sell me. Just skipping away. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the last one. But bro, don't you dare tell me you just got across there like that. How you broke that pillar? I've looked all the way more fucking around here. Right, and I have found absolutely fuck all to break that pillar. Fuck you, mum. And yours. I have no idea. And I haven't it down. Swear to God, dog. Yeah, if I got one of your hairs in my time again. You're already going bold. So, we'll just solve the problem. Where the hell does this guy go? It don't help that I got the little screen so I could, like, pay attention to the chat area, but I'm not on mine, so. Some weird-ass angle, mate. No way. Fuck you. Really? Honestly, do you know with the last 154 things I've done with Pillar Mate and I broke it with the thingamabob? That would have been the last thing that I thought that I would have needed to do. Like the last one. I hate this game. I spent like 20 minutes here trying to figure this shit out. What a load of shit. Oh shit. Die, bro. Bullshit. I gotta find a law and just one raid in the battle. Yeah, we're cheating. I mean, honestly, guys, what do you want to do? Do you want to watch me run around like an headless chicken for a year and a half, or do you just want me to go straight to the location? I know what I'd rather watch and see. That is why I do it. And also, like, a lot of games had reading in all the time, so. Unfortunately, when YouTube came out, it allowed me to actually participate in stuff like this for a change. When I actually found out that you could do this on YouTube. Because back in my day, I just thought it was music. I didn't realise you could do any of this on YouTube until Mr. J.D. Darlick, really. And obviously I watched him because of Nazi zombies and shit. Where are we going? Great. So I gotta find. I don't know where that is, dickhead. Oh right, it's near the building. Somewhere I'm not then. Okay. So yeah, that's area of life. Direction of life. No direction of life, mate, at the minute. I have no focus. No reason for life. I'm living just to fucking... What? What reason is there to live? Be a slave? Work all my life, do nothing else. Seems stupid. I mean, technically I do work. It's just my work's not appreciated. By many. It's certainly appreciated by few. And there's few I appreciate. Because it's eye for an eye. And that's pretty much all my channel really works off. Appreciation, really. Like, I don't always play the same game. I'm always different. I have 1,054 different fucking personalities, I ain't gonna lie about that. And, most of my issues stem from one day that continued way too long. And I got no tolerance for people anymore. The problem is, being work set, if I get overwhelmed and physically can't hold composure, I can't just escape. I can't just walk away. I can't go mind my own business. Right. For multiple reasons. Like, I need a priority or an actual reason why I couldn't. Yeah. Like, I can deal with the fact that I'm under fire. There's a reason why I can't go and deal with my issue. Because unfortunately, I've got bigger things to be prioritizing about. But if I'm not under fire, then I don't. I've got time to do as I please. And that pretty much comes down into any situation. Just, you know, I want to go army, man. I want to deal with all that. Nah, I'm just a broken mess, mate, and I won't let someone like me in the army. I'm a broken mess. I would not trust me with a gun. The moment someone pisses me off, I'd pull the trigger. Nah, it's just, at the moment, everything tests too. I would. I know what I'm like. And that's probably why Britain is not allowed weapons, actually. That's because we are sort of like that, mate. We'd just do that. I mean, we'd shoot an old lady for not saying thank you. Right, that's what type of dickheads we are. How the fuck do I get over here? I thought I was actually there, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going the right way, because there's no mini-map, so I can't work the layout out. It's just, right, if I go this way, I'm going to have to backtrack because it's cock-blocked, or... There's a lot of that. Right. Like, even my dad today, like... Literally, I went to pass him my weight vest, and I says, here you go, Dad, that's what I do. Instead of taking meds and that, I have that. I try and build endorphins through exercise, and the weight suit is how I do that. My dad said to me he couldn't pick it up. Now, I'm used to watching my dad carry fucking bare paint buckets, mate, back in the day, bless him. And now, he can't even pick that up. Bless him. It's deteriorating. I can tell you that. And he works. Dad fucking works. Mate, I've never known my dad to work. Legitimately, anyway. Yeah, I would. Slaved my ass off for a family I didn't even get to fucking raise. To be a part of. I was sick of it. I went insane. Because I kind of felt betrayed by everything in the long run. Right. Left work to deal with my ex's issues. Ended up being stuck round her 24/7, realising shit, I needed work. And the reason why I needed work is because I need a break from fucking you. Right? Obviously, we went through a lot of trauma and that, well. And she started screaming at me like, you go to work and this. I'm like, no, you gotta fucking work. I'm not gonna fucking work. Like, you go to fucking work. And because I'm being told to do something, and, you know, ADHD, I didn't want to do it more. And like, it's a quality. I worked for the first 2 years all right, well, year and a half. You go and do rest. I'll go and do some. I'm not, no offence to her. It's like, you know, I've carried our children. Like, one. I ain't gonna lie, sweetheart. None of that were any of my choice, mate. That was all down to you. And my stupidity. And that was my fault. I owned up to it. And I did what I thought was best. And the outcome was the kick in the balls anyway, really. But yeah, right, that was never my decision to keep the child. Never upon me. Mine was what are you gonna do then, sweetheart? I'm keeping him. Well, I didn't know it was him, but I'm always gonna say that now because I have knowledge. So, I supported her. That's what I thought was right, so that's what I did. I mean, the problem is the relationship had insecurities at the beginning because we were childhood sweethearts, and he wasn't the best. Is the best way to put it. I do not need to go over. See, look, now I'm in a situation where I'm just in a repetitive loss. Like, am I going? How do I get out of here? How do I get to that area? This is why I need the minimap. None of this makes any sense. Other than it needs to be nighttime. Well, I ain't going through there, though. I'm a dickhead. I will run all the way down there. I fucking hate this map. I'm on World's Edge right now, guys. That's what I'm on. Why did you put this night and day cycle and not give us an easy option to activate it? Hey, why can't I just shoot a spear up into the sky and slam, throw a tantrum like I am doing? Well, I don't know where I get to it every time. It just feels like I'm going further away. That's the issue. It's a fucking... I might say, don't give me dead hands, mate. Why do they go with free roam games for platform aspect? It just doesn't work as a shitty ass map they are. I'm just going to teleport to one. I'm just not even going to waste my time. I enjoy this game, like, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But, to me, it's so annoying on navigation. See, this does not help on navigation at all. There's just nothing. There is more detail on a map that was made in Egyptian times than there is on this motherfucking map. And it's the wrong way. See, we need to get here somehow. But you see, me, I don't know how. I don't have to go this way. But I'm probably wrong. Like, that's what I mean by the map. I don't like the map navigation system on this side, but it's just so hard to work out. And there's me whinging about fucking... What's it called? Can't even think now. Ah, fucking Star Wars. Why is this cheese string like? Just no cheese string. Star Wars Jedi. I thought that were a bad. This is where games should just learn to stay true to themselves. There was a reason they worked in the first place. Although I remember doing something similar on the old ones to this. I also remember one puzzle, mate. It took me absolutely ages, one of the old ones. I was pushing horse statues around for fucking ages because I couldn't read it until I just got it right. Just went through a process of trial and error. That's really what I did. Ain't gonna lie. I'm probably gonna do this boring shit for about 20 more minutes. And then, I kinda wanna play Predecessor. I don't know. Been enjoying that game recently. Especially with El Bellica, mate. She's been a ball. If you don't know what Predecessor is, guys, it's a free game. It's a good game. And I ain't gonna lie, it really could do with a player base. But it is one of those games, mate. It's get good or get gone sort of thing. So it's not for the faint-hearted. So don't expect to come on and, you know, do really. Well, you should do if there's matchmaking. Like, your first couple games should be okay. But, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a BS game. It's pretty much Apex Legends and Call of Duty when system matchmaking kicks in. As soon as that kicks in, you know. That's the problem, man. That's a real problem with games, isn't it, nowadays? Like, we outbore the players now. And we do it through areas of frustration. Right. Mate, it's night time. Why are you... Hey? Yo, bitch, why's your roots here? Do something. The fuck do I get through there, then? Because, you know, my big idea's out the window now. And I forgot what I was on about. Oh, lie down. There's no food for you. It's a fucking cheese string. I won't give you cheese strings anyway because it's basically salt. I don't know why it says cheese. They may as well just call it a salt stick. High cholesterol. Warning. May die. Yeah, that's my opinion to you, you yoin zone. It's not my fault, Poops, that every time I eat something, you think you eat something. But I know why. That's because we have the same dinner times. So, what I'm going to do with the next dog, I may have, and may not, is... that's what I might do. Maybe be able to do that. Might make a living. Like, because I love animals, but I can't deal with bonds anymore. Alright. Maybe I could rescue dogs, rehabilitate them, and then give them to a home. Maybe that could be a direction. See, because that's what I do. And even if the dog couldn't be rehabilitated, I won't put it down. Just deal with it. Aggressive is aggressive. Thing is, you see, like a human, if we can point our anger into different direction, maybe we can do something about that. I feel like I need to do something with you dickheads, but I'm not quite sure what. Right, do I need to, like, set you bastards alight or something? It's worth a shot. Your bitch tits. Why is this in the way still? Hey? Come on. These are your trees. I see where I climb. Over there. Oh, I don't know. And there's no mini map, and I keep going on the map to try and get some understanding, and I may as well see if my dick can reach my asshole and fuck it. Because at the moment, that's what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm fucking myself. Like, I spent a lot of time, mate, spraying 6 flies down with a bottle of water to feed you to my Venus flytrap. Right? I will quite happily do the same for one. I feel like I need to go this way. I don't know why. I feel like... I don't even know what would have been here. What is the point of this area? Oh. See what I mean? There's no mini-map for me to know whether it's a new fucking area or not. Been here, bro. Portal's just round here. Not used to this area now. Why can't we have more fast travels? I don't think this leads me to any area. Not that I can fucking remember. The rate I play games, I don't really try and remember campaign games. Like Dying Light, I play that. But do I remember any of the map layout, mate? The reason why? Well, it actually makes it more fun to play that game without remembering, because you have to deal with reactive time. See, look, and I forget about shit like this. Fuck you, game. We don't even need to come across here, above. You say one word and I will slap you, bitch. That's fucking pointless. What are you doing with all this area? That's me thinking I found a big new secret area and we're off to explore Subnautica because we're not on God of War no more. But we're going to go into a whole different dimension there, mate. Don't even do it. I know you're going to say one word. Don't. Yeah, I'd look away. Do you know, I really don't like this game no more. Like, why is it so hard to navigate? I don't physically understand how you have made a game so goddamn impossible to navigate around. Let's just give me a mini-map. Find my way around. Look, you can't go in water. Why is the God of War scared of water? Hey? What is he? Afraid of washing his blood off or something? Am I playing Spyro? Wish I could go in water on Spyro. Well, there's enemy. Enemy could be new sign. I don't give a fuck, we're going over there, there's someone to kill. Right, dickhead. Yo, I was just trying to ask him a question. You know what I mean? He told me about his girlfriend last night. She was red up. So you know people like me? This is where we should stay. You know, because we're outspoken and we offend people. But you see in the game set, it doesn't matter. So it's perfectly fine. Although when I pick on society, they'll probably cry about it. Don't worry, I cried about it when I came to the realization of all this bullshit in my own opinion. I would have much rather not have came to this opinion, I ain't gonna lie. But in the end, as I've saved myself. The problem is I got everyone telling me that I'm looking at it the wrong way. While they're going through the exact same situation and have full understanding on what's going on. Like, that's the confusion bit. If we all just come to accept this for some reason. Like, that's... I don't get it. But you want better. But, like, not better as in where one guy's got, like, 5 cars that he don't need in a garage. I mean, where maybe we've got a cure for cancer. Because there's no need to have 5 cars in one garage.
I wonder if we shouldn't check back on the Ravens.
Unless there's 5 people living at that property. Like, one guy does not need all those vehicles. That is just being greedy. That is taking so others can't have. That's what that is, mate. I'll tell you what that is. You remember COVID? You remember when everyone went and panic bought so nobody else could have anything? That's what that is. You was quite happy to buy all the food and toilet roll so nobody else could have it. Yeah? And then you tried to make profit out of the toilet rolls and all the society. That's fun. You was literally... and the government's literally telling you right there how shit, how meaningless, how worthless this thing that we all crave is. Literally telling you right there, mate. On how worthless and meaningless this piece of paper is. To the point where you value toilet roll that you wipe your own arse with more than the bread that you could put on your table. Like, literally just, like, it's classical, man. It's just... It's so beautiful. Money's not a bad thing, but you know when it persuades you to go left over right? Don't you think it's time to maybe change that thought process? Okay. You know what I mean? So, let's put it this way. In one of the worst scenarios, okay? So, P. Diddy likes to shag little boys with baby oil, but has enough money to pay the judge off so he can get away with it, even with any physical evidence that may occur within the court case. Right? And the problem is everybody's been on it, yeah? Everybody. All the evidence. The COVID was, the pandemic, mate, was all just a hoax, mate. Like, don't get me wrong, COVID was a serious virus. I lost my stepfather through it. Yeah? It did attack people and seriously hurt people with breathing problems. I'm not saying the thing properly because my tongue's twisted. Right? If you had breathing problems, even to the point when COVID was at its worst and at its peak and everybody knew about it, right? I turned around and said, well, if I'm to die through COVID anyway, I smoke, so technically I was already asking for it. It would be self-inflicted. So I would not ask for sympathy. Yeah. I mean, the best one I love is my Auntie Sue. Right? She's like, oh, well, if any of my family members don't get the COVID vaccination, I won't be talking to them. And I looked at her and went, shit, that's all I have to do. I ain't getting the COVID virus, man. I ain't getting that vaccination. Right? And my Auntie Sue still continued talking to me. But I think that's out of respect. Because I didn't mean any disrespect to my Auntie Sue and all, mate. Like, my Auntie Sue's my Auntie Sue. She does whatever she wants. It's her life. Whatever she does not impact mine. Right? That impacts hers. And that's what I was taught. Yeah? It doesn't impact your life. Don't involve in it. See, the problem is, I've come to an area where I don't do that anymore. My brain is wired to look at every single situation. I mean, to be honest, I've got this guy, I don't know who he is, but, you know, he's got loads of tats on his face. He looks scary as fuck, to be honest, mate. I mean, if I was going to get in a fight with him, he's part of the 1%ers. He's brought the shield community. He's brought forward or something. Whereas, he's not looking for violence, he's not looking for this, he's not looking for that. What they want is to just protect. They're not going out there causing any actual problems and harm and that lot. They're making people aware, letting people know, and they're foot patrolling. So, for in other words, if they see you assault a 14-year-old, I feel sorry for whoever it is, and because they're not the nicest people, mate. Like, well, they are, as long as you don't get on their bad side. I mean, they probably won't give a shit about you, and there's a reason why. They do not give a shit about you, because they don't need to. They don't walk around like they don't care for the fun of it. They've done a lot to get into that mental state of mindset, and, yeah, each to them. I don't know about it, per se. Mine's all just like, I like looking at shit. And I've always liked bikers since a kid, mate. I have, mate. Always loved bikers. Especially when I used to go to, like, Matt a lot, mate. You run up to bikers, mate, as a young... It didn't work when you're an adult, though. Well, I don't know, actually. As soon as I tell them I'm autistic, they actually take pity on me, and then they don't mind as much. Like, I just love bikes. Sorry, bro. I can't trust myself on one of them, because I'd kill myself on one. Like, and I would. Like, I was on a 125, and the exhaust fell off because I thrashed that bike everywhere I went with. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. You spawned again? I'm sure I've killed you like 7 times by now. Although it seems to be a good way of farming shit. Not intended to farm stuff, it's just like I'm getting to the point where I remember the map and I'm trying to create my own 2D little map now. But the problem is I have no upwards angle. Wait, oh, not good, that instant kills. The problem is, there's some areas, man, like, why can't I jump in a game no more? Where's the jump gone? Why do I just do this? I don't know where the fuck I'm going. You know the worst bit about it is I've literally have a YouTube tutorial, right, to find this location. And at the minute, I'm around the location, but cannot get to the location that this guy's at. Yeah. Like, matter of fact, I don't even know where the fuck he's going. And I'm kind of bored of this shit. Like, make your map layout better. Like, Jesus Christ, like, I know I'm old and everything, but like, I remember multiplayer maps within the third time of playing it, right? Not to, I know every head glitch, I know every this, I know all that, I know all the angles, and I know where to be, I know where the spawns are. But I know the map at an area where I can now navigate around it, right? And that's with ease. Right? I can now navigate around that map by the third one with ease, yeah? See that first map? That first time I played on that map, I ain't gonna lie, I'm running around like an headless chicken, like I usually am in games anyway, trying to learn the map, right? Trying to familiarise myself with the map, yeah? Have a look where potential areas could have been good for cover with that set engagement. No, but the problem is, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of liked Black Ops 3 where it was running around, sliding, shooting, and, you know, boosting around. It was so fun. It was so much engagement. And the thing is unless you were camping or spawn killing, there was no really sweats at all. And you know the famous person, but there was no actual sweat at that game. It was neutral all the way through. Right? World at war once again. There was no actual sweats unless you had Juggernaut, right? The game was just naturally good. These are the games we need back. But I don't mean the game. I just mean the play style. Everything in general, back when gaming was fun. Instead of like, you come home to have fun and you just took a part-time job or something. Working should technically be fun. We should be doing stuff that we enjoy, not because it pays well. This is why we need to change the format of thinking. You know what I mean? Like the brain surgeon really should not be looked upon less than the fucking janitor that's cleaning for that brain surgeon. You see, and the reason why upon that is if you look at an ant colony, right, it works. Okay? It works. Everything works. They've got their war, they've got their fighters, they've got their builders, they've got their workers, they've got their nannies, they've got the everything works. I'm not saying that we need to do that as a species because we create our own breeding grounds, right? And we claim to be intelligent upon that format. Beforehand, our parents would have chose our breeding grounds, right? Yes, making love is a breeding ground, right? You cattle, get used to it. End of the day, mate, we're all skin and bone, mate. You're telling me, mate, for a start, if you don't want to look upon that way, that an intelligent race comes past our fucking planet, if we live on whatever, and goes, hey, see that human over there? Or thing, to be honest. See that thing over there that's talking? There's a black one and a white one. And a slanted eye one. Because I don't know why they're called yellow skins. Why are Chinese? Why do we call them yellow skins? I don't get it. Because the Simpsons is the main reason. And I'm sure the Chinese person's white in that fucking thing, I know. And the white people are yellow. And I'm sure Apu's like the only black person in that motherfucking... the whole goddamn show. Is there another black person in Simpsons other than Apu, the legend himself? You know what I mean? Anyway, a man looking after that many babies and that legend. Legend. Also, another thing I found out last night and all, I was watching Dragon Ball Z because I'm trying to relive my youth and try and sort a lot of things out within my head and stabilize them and get things into perspective and focus instead of trying to just survive a chaotic mind because it's not working. It's just leaving destruction, it's building friends, ships down, and I found myself just rebuilding walls again. I tore down walls, I went to the pub, I tried communicating with people, and I didn't like it, it was boring, it's annoying. And then people just come to me with problems after problems after problems, and telling me stuff I don't give a fuck about. Why I'm sat here, right, at 3 o'clock in the morning, mate, I'll be going through this bullshit again, and then I live in self-conflict, and then I have to argue with myself. Then eventually I usually end up beating up myself, and then I started YouTubing so that I just go through the talking process because I'm streaming. And, you know, I don't feel so insane through doing that situation, so that's better. But you see, when I'm arguing with myself, I'm only getting frustrated with myself. And you see, a normal person, right, would probably not do much other than just argue, cry, blah, blah, blah. But you see someone that's not normal, well, you see, I have no problem in punching myself straight in the face because I'm pissing myself off. I even tell myself to shut the fuck up, and no offense, Ben, but can we go on to a different situation because you're even boring me. Yeah, I got no problem with self-identifying. I think other people need to learn. Right. Another thing, I really wish that I'd switch off of fucking giving a shit about politician and politics. I mean, it does affect me, I ain't gonna lie. But in all fairness, I do not have the capacity to care anymore, and I will just find another way to survive like I've always done. Right, I've only ever known how to survive. That's it. The rest of it is just confusing to me, man. As far as I'm concerned, I need water and food to survive. Where did money come into the situation? You know what I need money for? I'll tell you what I need money for. To get people to do what they don't want to do. And as I pay for it, they'll work for it. That's what money's for. Because I thought it was to ration, is what I generally thought money was for. You know, especially when I was being taught about World War II in school. So growing up, I always thought money was just a rationing process, you know. So basically, if we're running low on bacon, if you want bacon, you're going to have to pay more for that ration of bacon. You get it? Bacon, rations, yeah, ration of bacon, yeah, because there's not enough, yeah. We was also told as I was growing up with the parents, like, Dad can get a pack of crisps. You can get one, but don't be greedy, because it's all we've got until I get paid. When's that, Dad? Not till next week. Yeah, man. Why, how many's left? Well, you've all pigged through them all, haven't you, you fat bastards? And yeah, there's fucking... What, me, Luke, Liam, Chloe, Storm, Tyler at the weekend. There's 5 kids in ours. Plus, my dad used to eat all the cheese and onion crisps and then blame the kids. Right. Who's ate all my crisps? Like, well, I had 1 pack. Well, I had 1 and all, because me and Luke always used to pinch 1, so he had 4. Right, but Liam didn't like cheese and onion. He preferred more salt and vinegar. Tyler just... With Tyler, mate, to be honest, mate. Left him to it. Like, no one paid attention to what he ate because, like, it'd take him half an hour to eat a pack of crisps. Like, generally did me half an hour to eat a pack of crisps, bless him. Good lad, though.
Kratos, I see something.
I'm glad you see something, because you know what I see? Fuck on. What? See, you do this all the time, but what the fuck do you see? Eh? Is it one of the things I need? I need a law or a raven. So, pick one. 50-50. Oh, found a friend, maybe. Should have done. I hate the crow. But I don't know where it is. It's around here. That's the noise you have to listen to. But I don't know where. I have a funny feeling it's probably up there where I can't see. But it is around here. Sounds like it's up there, but... Right. I ain't got no camera angle to get that. It's how you can tell when you're an old gamer. The problem is they ain't even got like an area where I can glitch for an invincibility bit either. Like, they barricaded all that, so I can't. If I could get into that corner there, I'd be able to glitch through. But look. Right. Yeah, not let me. Not let me see through. Let's try backwards. Right. They're doing a good job on that. I think that's is it the actual crow? Or is it just a fucking crow? I can hear the mystical sound though. Look, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know whether it's up both. I don't know how to navigate around this fucking map. Well, that's where I need to be, over there. It's just a fucking bright green glowy thing, mate. You want me to do hard to see? You know what I mean? I don't know whether it's just a noise. We're in a forest. I just hear a mystical chant though. We'll find out when we get later on in the videos. Like, where is this lore anyway? Because I didn't pay attention. I gave up, didn't I? Yeah, I kind of want to play Predecessor. I'm bored of observing. I mean, well, I did a couple of hours on this game, man. Like, there's not many people that watching that for me to dedicate towards actually doing areas. There's some bright green there, though. I think that's a visual glitch, though. See, this is why I wish you could change field of view, because I could zoom in. Just been that side, I didn't see shit there. I thought it was up here, but I don't hear it now. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, guys, I'm done with this. I really can't be asked to keep looking around, and I do not know how to navigate around the maps very well. Although this is where I needed to go about. Although I don't remember where the lore was, but I feel like I've been here, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I came down this way. So I think personally it's probably taking me to one I've already been to. So I bet you, Tanner, I'm looking for the scroll on the floor. I wish there were a survival instinct. Like, even a survival instinct would help better on navigation. That's what I mean. Like, just summit. Survival instinct, a mini-map. You know what I mean? Like, the problem is this map does not help with navigation at all. That's the shittest map in the world, mate. Like, I mean, we had better maps on Modern Warfare, Medal of Honor, when they was drawn in the actual game. Right. Like Derise's map. You know, if you go back onto Derise, not the Giant, or you can go on the Giant, they've got the map blueprints within the game and on that game. Yeah? That blueprint map is easier to read than that. I don't know if there's an upper ground, a lower ground, or anything. All I've got is a bullshit memory that can't be asked to remember anymore, and a poor navigation system. Right. And there's no enemies to know whether, like, I've been somewhere or not. Like, it's the poor. And for games like God of War, Assassin's Creed, and even Dying Light 2 after, you know what I mean? I mean, Call of Duty's been trashed for ages, but you know what? I'll mention them because they need it. You know, and everyone's like, oh yeah, Black Ops 7's gonna be the best game. No, it's not. Come on. How many games you been lying to yourself for now? Hey? How many games you been lying to yourself for about Call of Duty? Call of Duty's best part and best selling part was its campaign. And then it sold itself out on BO4 and tried to get rid of the campaign and go for a multiplayer only. Not realising that most of its community base that plays the multiplayer are the ones that just basically come off a thingy and go and experience it. And then you've got sad-ass gamers that show off for killing bots. I mean, come on. I feel bad when I kill bots. When I kill good players, I'm like, damn, some good players actually. I enjoyed that game. But there's a difference from, like Predecessor. Predecessor, I can say good game and I can tell you what the enemy's doing and where our team's going wrong and why it's not going to work and why we're going to fail. I mean, every time me and my mate Jay used to play, he always used to go, Ben, are we going to win this? I go, I don't know, to be honest. The team's not working together. We're not working too well together, but we're spreading ourselves out to support the team. To be honest, if I'm not going to lie, it's their mid that's carrying them. If we can get rid of that mid, we can win the game. We would work on trying to get rid of the mid. We'd wipe the 4 out and we'd just walk straight up the middle. And we did it on many bases. And the reason why Jay said that is because I was always the mid lane, taking note, because I was always getting ganked from both lanes anyway, and also the jungle. So I was taking note of everybody that was interacting with me and who was the most confident within the game. See, there's a difference from knowing what you're doing. You can know what you're doing in a game, but if you've not done that or done that style before, you're not going to have no confidence to deliver and go through that. Yeah? Now, you got trial and error. You know, you might try something and it might work. You might try something and it might not. I'm sure I'd killed you like 9 times. So right now, I'm trying to complete this game, and well, I've completed it, but it's not working. And I hate navigating around the map, I really do. Like, navigating around this map sucks. Man, you seen the games I played? Remember that fucking space thing I made where I were a clone? whatever it were called. But I had no idea what I was doing in that game either. I mean, I got through it, but I mean, in hindsight, I don't think we actually did any beneficial. I think that humanity's dead. And I'm back here again. I don't want to be. Oh, I'm scared. I want to go home. And I want my dog. It's pretty badass, mate, but like, that's just awesome. I don't think stun is generally what the game thinks, because like stun to me is to be, you know, you can't do anything. With this game, I think it just means knocked back, really. Look, it looks more like a knockback. So like the knockback is the stun. Other than that, they're just gonna get back up and engage with you. Like the only time I've seen stun is when you break the. So like I was fucking, what were it? The Star Wars worked. So their mechanic, how that worked, where basically you could break the stamina bar, and it would allow you basically like a few free strikes. And that's basically like this game now, man. See, this ain't God of War, I remember. God of War were just basically, you know, complete destruction, chaotic, constantly under a gauge, constantly had no health, but always found a way to actually find some, you know. Like, looking for hidden runes is to actually find stuff, to be honest, most of the time. An easy map layout, very easy to work out, to navigate, and naturally free-flowing anyway. Yes, you did have to struggle to get around the area at the beginning, but once you completed and did a few things, you would unlock easy access to that area. So that if you wanted to revisit, you could easily go back round. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10 in the old games, you was. You was travelling all the way back to the beginning because you left a health thing there because you didn't need it. Right, same as you did on Medal of Honor, where you'd walk all the way back for that 25 HP little bag to run all the way back to where you keep dying to die. Right. Or even worse, playing Max Payne and used to save the game. And then what you'd do is when you die, you'd revisit that game save, and you'd load that save up, and you'd continue. And then you got that good of knowing where you were dying is what you would do, because you got sick of redoing everything, is you would save it before you died. So that you could keep dying and dying and dying again. Ah. And in that game had dynamic difficulty. So basically what that means is, if you don't die, the game's just going to get harder. But if you die, it will get easier. Yeah. But when you load that save, well, you see you've just removed the game knowing that you've just died. Because you've gone back to the save. So in hindsight, that's like, it's just a race in memory. You know what I mean? Like, if I take you out on a date and then somehow manage to remove that memory, you know, load up a save where you wake up in bed on Tuesday morning, which is the day that we went out for the day or something. You know what I mean? You wouldn't know that, would it? You know, or unless, like, you know, you're one of them weird people that have dreams and then think you did it in real life. Or like my ex, you know, I used to believe that she used to say stuff in her head and then come convinced that she asked me to do something. You know, point to her the third time where she'd come to me and go, "Are you going to do what I said?" "I wasn't listening, babe. What did you say?" You just said that." "Well, I mean, we're going to argue about me not listening for 5 minutes anyway, and it's easier to just come straight out with it so we can argue about this situation and hopefully get to the point." Well, if you're not going to do it, I'm not telling you. Do you even remember yourself now? What you actually came into this room to ask me to do? Like, and you think contradicting me is going to help? This is a genuine question. I am being genuine here. I don't understand. I just fully blown admitted that I wasn't listening, and now you expect me to know something about something I wasn't listening about. How do you expect this to work? What do you want me to do about it? I am just a man. Yeah, you are just a man. Useless. But you always expect me to do better, though. That's the problem, you see. I'm useless. And you expect no better from me. But then sit there and complain about it after. Right? Because you can't turn around now and go, "Well, I expect better from you." Right? You just contradict your motherfucking self, sweetheart. Shut up. You make no sense. You see, this is why I don't deal with people. Because when I try dealing with people, this is the interactions 9 times out of 10 that I get. I get someone with an ego that can't drop the fucker, and it's annoying. I get the person that's just constantly in dwell. Me, I'm numb, going through emotions that now I express out loudly. Because bottling them up, I wasn't dealing with that situation very well. I was just exploding until the next time, but since I started expressing outwards, I'm not having many meltdowns anymore. I seem to be better. And you see, I think that's probably the main problem with autistic and Asperger's and ADHD people is we are very expressive. And if we block our expressiveness, we get worse in the whole situation. Right. The only problem is also with that area, with lack of repetitiveness. And I don't get a society where technically everything is catered for, but we're all struggling. You know what I mean? As a society, you know, there's many species that inhabit this planet that we live upon, and well, they don't believe they have to pay to live on it. It's just humanity that does. I mean, we need law and order as a society, but that's what we need. We need to come together and make agreements upon laws that we once did in the past that we uphold. So, you know, no theft, no assault, and no adultery. You know? Simple as. Easy laws to live by. Right? And they should also appreciate our freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and free will. We've got people fighting for gay rights, but we have the freedom of expression. You would say your sexuality is a part of your expression. I don't know what we're fighting for. We've got it. What you need to fight upon for is that to be accepted, and that your sexuality is a part of your expression. And if they fought upon the freedom of expression, they should be accepting this within their lives. The reason why I accept it, I don't care. Mate, if a man wants to go out there, dress respectfully as a woman, I can deal with that. But if that man wants to go dress out there with a short skirt on and I can see his dick dangling, then I'm not going to accept that. Do you get the difference? Yeah? Oh, and be honest as well. Right, let me know that you're a man. Or was. Honesty is the best policy. Because it feels like we're in this day and age, mate, that the new truth is a lie. And I ain't living no lie, mate. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit right off, mate. That's stupid. Right. But yeah, anyway. I was on about the 1%ers and the guy that made the shield protection for the kids and that. I 100% support you. I'm absolutely useless, mate, so don't expect out from me because, you know, I've got honesty, brother, so. And good luck. I really do. I wish you the best of luck. Personally, I don't care about people coming into this country, but I do care about harm upon our women and our kids. The thing is if you're going to come into this country, you respect our laws, you respect our rules, and you respect our people that's in this country. And the problem is Britain is built upon immigrants anyway. We've learnt to respect immigrants from day one. Fucking hell, this used to be just ice, mate. It used to be an ice cap. So obviously it's built by immigrants. There's no settlements on this in the forehand, which someone would have had to came across. Basically the same way as like America and colonize it. I don't know the full histories and everything, but I know certain facts, mate, that don't make sense and makes me question history not to believe it. I know what people say, but you don't say what you know. Right, for me personally, I don't really understand how life actually works in altogether, mate. I mean, think about it. In any concept, none of it makes sense. If we live in the Matrix, who's running the Matrix? If we live on a flat plane, or realm, or whatever you would like to call it, right? Who's holding it? Right? I mean, that makes no sense. So, I mean, personally, I believe the Matrix, and the reason why the Matrix is because the Matrix can always be altered, but who's running the programming? And somebody needs to prevent him from doing that, because he's not doing a good job at coding anymore. Right? He needs to be stopped. Whoever's running that coding on that Matrix, you need to be stopped. There's many things that needs to be brought upon it in life. Like, number one, stop focusing on... The problem is humanity's built upon fossil fuels now, so we don't really know any other way of living now. But we could learn. And I ain't gonna lie, mate. You're gonna put windmills up and use the wind, kinetic energy, transfer that kinetic energy into a battery. Basically, you're just going to run an alternator on a turbine that's going to create charge within the alternator that's going to extract it into a battery, and you move that battery elsewhere for the general public to use, or you code it into a system that allows. But personally, you would have the battery because it's safer. You don't know the output. I would go for the battery instead of a plugged-in system. I don't mind the output of a sun. I would put that into a plugged-in system because, well, the thing's literally designed to overheat anyway. Like, I don't know the full fucking genetics and everything, but I know it goes through 3 layers, and the sun ray gets bounced off that many times, it creates heat that produces electric. That was my level of, right, that's it. I kind of don't give a shit anyway. You know. And that was like 9 years ago. Because my mum said she was getting some. So I was curious. And then I got bored. and then I moved on to something else. Right. This is boring. And to be honest, it seemed an absolute waste of time. See, you humans, you have the best source of energy within life, right here, right now. I mean, and it's a diamond and a magnifying glass, or a laser beam onto the diamond, so that the diamond projects. You design this laser beam, okay, to generate heat. Yeah, and as it goes through the diamond, because it's going through that crystal, it's been magnified by, I don't know, ask a scientist, but a lot, right? And it should split the laser beam into many different rays. And then what you would do is you would dome system this with a heat system, something that obviously creates electric from heat, right? This would generally provide probably electric for the house and warmth for the house. But you would need a smarter person than someone's opinion towards a situation. Right? I'm not that person. I have an idea that could work, but would need a greater mind to get it there. I mean, I have 1,054 of these billion fucking ideas that I don't know would work. I haven't got the money or the funding to actually find out, nor the experience to do this. I could YouTube everything now and probably find out that way. But I wouldn't be able to sit down with a book and figure out that way. I just wouldn't. Or, another way I could do it is you could get fucking, what is it? Is it magnesium? The metal that melts in your hand anyway. And get that to constantly rotate around some or sound frequencies. You can create electric through radio waves. You know, you create it with heat waves, so I'm pretty sure you'd be able to do it with that and all. Because anything, even me now talking, I'm creating energy. I'm also using energy. Using the Earth's energy, oxygen. So like, every time I breathe in, I'm breathing oxygen, which will bring a positive charge. Every time I breathe out, the negative would be the carbon dioxide. What the world needs to really do is get better at making games that we once was, because I am so motherfucking lost and don't know where to go in this direction, and all I want to do is go over there. But I've been over there and I couldn't find where I needed to go, and now I'm throwing a tantrum. I'm talking about random shit again that I don't care about. So you motherfuckers got to go through this with me, yeah? I usually do this on my own, mate. Can you see why I started streaming? Eh? I usually have to go through this shit on my own all the time, mate. And I'm done with it. Because the only person I end up arguing with is God, and he ain't talking back. I like this game better the minute. I'm just running around like I ain't even killed out in the past fucking God knows how long. This is boring. What about human? It's just a game now. See, this is what humanity needs to learn, mate. there is a difference between a game, right, and real life, right? In a game, GTA is perfectly fine and safe to do. Nothing is at risk. On a racetrack, this is perfectly fine to do and somewhat safe. We got procedures that make it safer, okay? It's not the safest thing, but it's safe. You know what I mean? If you have an accident, there's trained people around that can deal with that situation and aid towards making sure you survive. Okay, when you're out in this public streets driving around like an absolute fucking idiot, you're not just endangering yourselves, but you're endangering the public. And this is the issue, right? Because you might think you're smart and clever, but trust me, wait until you crash into a car full of a family or a pregnant woman. Now, this is worst case scenario, but it could happen. And the problem is it has happened. And you see, these people that actually do that, it's not the prison that kills them. It's the isolation and living with what they've done and the regret. And realizing at the end of the day, you made the decisions and you've got yourself to blame. And that's what isolation will do to any man. And my dad's, he's not the best. And like I say, luckily through my dad and his openness to speak on things, basically, he couldn't control himself. And, you know, he wasn't smart enough to imprison himself and sort his son out, and someone else had to do it. Me? I knew I wouldn't survive in prison. I can't even survive in a game. I know I won't survive in prison.
Come on, Creighton!
I'm a beautiful piece of eye candy in prison, mate, I'll tell you that. My best chance of survival would be making best friends with the biggest black guy and cry every night, mate. That'd be my best area of survival in prison. I'm already aware of my situation, and I like the small little bit of freedom that I've got within this world. Right? I'm not about causing trouble, but I don't mind dealing with trouble. I just went through too much as a kid that I couldn't be asked to be around it. I'd just rather walk away from it. Because unfortunately, no one was ever right. It was just a bunch of people going off anger. And when I look at my own relationship, I know that broke once again. There was two people that went through a situation that was traumatic for them both. They both lied about how well they was getting along with it and thought they was fine. E.g. me and my ex. To the point where we became strangers because we lied to each other to make ourselves feel better to each other. So my verdict anyway, on my perspective, makes me feel better anyway. That we began to forget each other. And when we did try to speak to each other, we really didn't have anything nice to say. Just accusations and bullshit, mate, really, that's all it was. I acknowledge this, and there's a reason why I acknowledge this, right? Because I do not want to bring that shit into any potential future relationship. I do not want to bring that shit in. And without me taking time to sit back and acknowledge that, I can't look towards any of that and to protect myself from that within the future without acknowledgement. Oh, well, these things fuck off, I see them, but I just don't acknowledge them. It's just an irritation that I would rather take the damage than to be stood there trying to fucking hit the thing. The problem is this game is really not as punishing as the old thing. So like dying just doesn't really seem to phase. Like in the old games, yeah, this dying wouldn't really make me fucking be complaining, and I would stood there be doing that to every single thing, because my health was a priority. Well, obviously, been here, but yet there's still like chests around. I still got kills for that. I was complaining about that. Right. So everything that I did within my relationship that I didn't like, I would not want to take that into the next relationship. Everything that she did in the relationship that I did not like, right, which was a blowjob so I could have 5 minutes silence. You know what I mean? It's only peace and quiet now and again. But never got it. Right, see, that's a red flag right there, mate. I don't go in a relationship, mate, and avoiding any point of like any like pleasures or desires that I may have towards one another. We're in a relationship. We're supposed to be fucking comfortable with each other. Like, I mean, if you genuinely don't like it, then fair dues. Can I have it on my birthday? Like, at least, can we have some sacrifices? I mean, come on, sweetheart. You make a sacrifice every month, man. I swear this ain't that bad, is it? You know. And for like women, stop complaining about men, right? That don't fucking put the toilet seat down. I don't see you lifting it for us, right? It's called eye for an eye. That's what it's called, mate. Eye for an eye. I'm even in the right area where I potentially could not get what I needed. Okay, so all my time over here has been a waste. Well, it's like majority of my life on Earth. Right. Now that we have that painful knowledge, let's look for something else to distract. It's just this area. And then obviously, we pressed the wrong button because we got this complicated area that I gave up on. Once again, because I just don't know how to navigate around at all. I assumed that I had to do side missions. That was my last theory. Or maybe I needed to get some laws that would allow me to know. Like, and maybe I have to do some stupid ass enchantment that allowed me to figure it out. But yeah, I'm kind of bored of this, man, because unfortunately campaign games like this really take a lot of like shit out of them. Oh, I feel like I've already ran into every one of them. How did I miss that one? This is the wrong area. Oh, fuck my life. It's so shit for navigation on this game, man. It's depressive, man. Like, navigating around this game is just a... arse, man. Why did you go with, like, a misleading free roam game? if it's nowhere near free roam. It's like the new Assassin's Creeds, mate. You know why Assassin's Creed was such a big pop when we were young? Because it was different. It was unique. Yeah, it was Mirror's Edge. You know, like, have a look at Dying Light. Come on, it's Assassin's Creed across Dead Island. That's all it is. It's a hybrid of two games that work fantastic together. And don't you think that if the whole of humanity started to think a little bit more like that, think of the creations that could be achieved. Think of where we could be as a species. Instead of trying to kill one another, we could generally have everything on lockdown and sorted. Secure, safe, mind. A haven. It's dead end, isn't it? Yep. Right, guys, I'm going on predecessor. So, if you want to listen to me talk more nonsense, that's exactly where I'm going to be. Still going to pick on humanity, though. Alright. Oh, it's a call from the sun. I thought I had to wait. You know when you wake up, that you've been doing it for a while. Kick in the teeth. But don't worry, I can take it. Oh, I'd been... Why did I pick the devastating areas to do? I only wanted to do these in the long run. But then I looked and I was like, oh, right, let's see how many there is to do. And then I went on here, I did this one 100%. I was like, oh, that one too bad. And I went on here, did that one 100%. I was like, oh, that one was very easy, man. I had to pick a flower up. Fantastic. I went on here, I did this one. I was just like, it's not too bad, really. It's quite simple. You know? Quite nice and easy. Then I came on to this one. And I just believed that, you know, that's glitched, or I need to defeat the other berserkers and he's the final boss. That's really all I've got there. I came on here and I realised I didn't have a pen and paper to remember which order I did the trials in, so I kind of left that for the time being. And I didn't know if it mattered, like, if I did 1, 2, or 3, or whatever. I didn't know if that was changing, so I was going to start adding numbers in, which is why I needed to have the pen and paper. I came over here, which I assume is just mainly, it's just to do with that, and I don't know what the Eye of Odin is. I defeated the Berserker and got the 9 realm bloom crap. Then I came over here, and there's only really the Berserker that I couldn't do, but I didn't bother with collecting any of the shit. So like over there, I got them 2 to go and collect. Kinda wish I picked on this map first, but... And then I thought, well, do you know what? This one seems to have the most to do. Because in hindsight, I've only really got these 2 to do, in hindsight. And then I come over here. And it's a pain in the arse. It's an absolute pain in the arse, mate. To navigate around this map, mate. Anyone who's navigating around this map, GG. Like, other than going forward, I've been struggling. And see, the problem is with the minimap, when they're out of minimap, I don't know if I'm leaving the proximity or whether I'm still within the proximity. Like a mini-map or a better map than this would make things better. Like a bit more detail. Because for me, I don't know where I'm going. And I end up in areas that I don't even know were accessible. Like, I've been trying to get to... I actually found out how to do it eventually, but apparently it turns out it was... I forgot about the spear. Where is it? I can't remember which one it was. It's this one. I couldn't get over here to activate one of the realm things I needed to close. Yeah, that Remnants of Asgard. I couldn't get over there. Turns out there was a stake that I needed to put in somewhere around here. Right. But there is no symbolization of that being there. That's the issue. Where has it gone now? It's a 96 one, Ben. So just go... Nope, it's not that one. Let's see it. But there is nothing... Like, there's none of the actual detail of the map there. That just looks like flat ground. But you travel over there, and it's a construction site. I mean, it's an excavation site. That's what it is. And to be honest, this is how I believe they would have used an excavator back in the days, mate. They had all the materials, just not the technology. I mean, no offense, but where do you think we got our basic guidelines from? Our ancestors. Right. You'd be surprised how much information gets passed upon within DNA. You gotta think, when you first got a mobile phone as a child, right, I was the generation that didn't know what it was, but didn't take long to understand how to use it. Okay? Did not take long. Right? I'm doing prank calls and all sorts, mate. Playing snakes. Learned to upgrade the levels to make it easier. Well, not make it easier, but make it harder, but you get the points quicker, so you got a higher score quicker. So it was easier, in a way. Because instead of getting 1, you got 6. Right, and now I watched my mate's little one grow up, bless her. And she's got iPad. She's got an Alexa. She uses initiative to use the Alexa for stuff that she don't understand and ask questions. And she is a whiz kid on that iPad. Right. Personally, I think she's going to be an editor when she gets older. Because she likes doing little drawings and stuff like that. And, I don't see what I mean. I don't know. I know what she's doing on the pad. It's basically, for me, it's a PowerPoint, but she's got it all in one. Like, I'm looking at what she's doing on an iPad, and I'm thinking, I had to do that on a PowerPoint. And it was a pain in the ass. And it was just a slideshow. You know, getting that thing to actually move. And she's doing it all basic, just with literally just a finger, mate. So, wow, that's amazing. And even with the photos nowadays, you know, to distort your face and that lot. You got to think, we used to stand in front of mirrors to do that. Yeah? That's how we used to distort our body or our face. We would stand in front of a mirror that was oddly shaped that made a funny pose. We've gone from mirrors to cameras. Yeah? Come on. Look at the outstanding things that humanity has actually managed to achieve. And I think if we started doing that as a humanity, we would start prioritising towards the better things in humanity. The problem is everyone's got a negative look on life because you're forced to survive. You don't live in harmony, we don't live in peace. Right? We live in a chaotic, destructive world where no matter what, you kind of have to fight for everything if you're a man. Like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I'd love to be able to lay on my back and have it all to me. Right? I mean, in hindsight, with my disorder and my problems, I kind of actually do, to be honest. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I never asked for it. I just did as I was told. And I lost my fight with myself and everything else. You see, I kind of think I was kind of blessed, in a way. But I'm also cursed, like blessed with a curse, you know. My situation, I did try to go back to work, but I left it. My ex left it. I thought it was the best for everything, to be honest. You know, we got her telling me, like, what are you going to do if you're not got work for a week and we can't afford the kid and food and stuff like that. And I was just like, I'm more worried about losing this one we've got than any of that, sweet pea. To be honest, I'm not going to lie. Can you do me a favour and shut the fuck up? Yeah, but I'm just saying, yeah, tell me. But you just keep talking. Right? Yeah. I had all that, and in the long run, I ain't gonna lie, my ex kind of convinced me that being on benefits was the best thing for us because we was in a situation where I wasn't in work for a whole fucking month due to the fact. But the problem is I was basically on agency work, but with the company, so I didn't know where I could go in that situation. And we were just handing and handing and handing. I didn't know what to do. And I ain't gonna lie, the final straw was she was nagging me. The bus stopped. And the bus went past, and I just went, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm I'm done. I'm done. You shut the fuck up. I'm going there. Just rang my mum. It's not going to work. Nope, I'm not going to work. Not fucking all. Then 3 days later, I rang my boss up. I quit. I'm done. Shove your job up your ass. Go back. Right. Then. And I ain't gonna lie. Work was nice, to be honest. They paid me my sick days. They could have withheld it. I quit. I think they could have withholded it anyway, but they didn't. They paid me my sick days that I was entitled to for the week that I worked and provided me half day of holiday pay. I ain't gonna lie, that helped me and my partner survive until, well, 'cause I quit. She did the benefit area. I couldn't get a job. I was fucking terrible with my mental health, worried about her. And then shit got worse with us, and then eventually she left. Which, I ain't gonna lie, is probably the best situation for us both in the long run. I felt bound to her, so I'm kind of glad she left, because I couldn't. That's it. I couldn't. I felt bound. After we went through that situation, I didn't know. I don't know what if I can do this. It felt like a cruel, you know. Losing hair, I lost Nathan. I only have a new Nathan inside his stomach. Didn't know any different. I just kind of just plodded on that everything were okay, to be honest. Ignored everything. Tried to help people out while we're try and lift them up. Try and uplift the spirit. Hoping one day they'd do the same for me. I managed to uplift everyone else's spirit and got them somewhere, but I'm actually a little bit too late for myself. And now I can't really do much because I've just got this anger towards things that does my head in. You got people like, oh, yeah, but you got people that are on benefits and blah blah blah, and they don't need it, mate. You got people out there identifying with disabilities they don't even fucking have, and then you want to complain about shit like that. And you got people going inside your schools talking to your kids that don't even know which Barbie doll they want to play with, if they want to have a penis instead of a vagina. You know, they're going in there talking to your little boys about thingy. And trust me, we don't need to talk about this situation, mate, because kids give a fucking clear indication on what they're going to be when they're older, from a very young age. They really do. Right? I can tell you. Right? My little brother is a deadbeat like me. I ain't gonna lie. But he might be doing well, and I don't know about him properly. Right? But for me and my little brother Luke, I never had good expectations for him because he was outspoken, he was bad-mannered, and he couldn't control his temper. Very much things that I was sympathising with and struggling with. The difference is I got beat into line. So I knew wrong was wrong and right was right. Right? The problem is poor Luke got enabled all his life. So he didn't know wrong from wrong, and he didn't know right from right. Because Mummy spent too much time defending than disciplining. And this is why he was like that. And when he first came to live with us, he had no problem in slapping his mum and wiping shit over the walls, which was the main problem that I had with him, and why I wanted to knock him out 9 times out of 10. Because he was just an unhinged child. Other than that, he was fine, man. He had potential. He could have built character. But I was no better myself half the fucking time. But my little brother Liam, wow, I ain't gonna lie. They're not my actual brothers, they're my step brothers. But I grew up with them, they've been in the family. My dad's been with Wendy for ages. It's disrespectful for me not to accept these two as my brothers. They are. You know, they was my younger brothers, and I tried to raise them and advise them the best I could. But I was a child, mate. I was fucking. What do you want me to do? I was a child, mate. Right? But yeah. Every time Luke wanted to pick on Liam, I'd always have a go at Luke. You fucking leave him alone. Why'd you always tell me to leave Liam alone? Because he's brains at family, mate, and he's going places. I tell you that now. And my dad came tonight, and I said to him, I says, how's Liam doing, bless him? I always knew he were going to do well. My dad's like, yeah, he is. He's doing fantastic, to be honest. I know. He always was brains at family, he was. So, I'm happy, mate. Right, because otherwise, he'd have spent more time trying to beat the shit out of Luke than focusing on shit he needed to. And I ain't gonna lie, mate, I know Leon wanted to hit him. He turned around sometimes and did, mate. Still, I gave him 10 out of 10 for it and all. Luke kept flicking him. And I was like, you will do when he turned around and punches you, bro. Liam just literally turned around, mate, and just smacked him straight in the jaw, mate. He ran straight downstairs and told his mum. Dad come flying upstairs. I'm like, no offence, Dad, but I'm going to give 10 out of 10, and also Luke deserved it. Liam's here trying to do his work and that lot. I'm trying to learn with Liam because he was smarter than me as a child, so I used to sit there. He used to ask to spell half of my shit. Like, literally. Liam, how do I spell this? You know? I used to sit there in hours and try and teach him how to quick scope and everything, and how to actually play games. And he didn't have patience when it came to games. He got frustrated. It's a bit like me when you see me pushing and being aggressive within the game format. It's because I ain't got the patience to deal with it, and I know how it's set, and I'm not going to deal with how the game wants me to. So with some of the berserker fights in this game, I've noticed that the evolution of the combat has depended on me and my interactions with that from the beginning. Right? So if I go in there guns blazing, you damn right that this motherfucker now is going to throw every ability it can at me. But now if I take my time, well, so does that. It grants me time. And because that time gets granted, like, that's the game being easy. I don't know where I'm going, it's frustrating, and I want to complete it, and I can't help it. And I'm stuck here, going through evasion. Right now. Mindset elsewhere and complain about that 9 times out of 10. It's probably why I play Apex, mate, like, honestly. I mean, you want a game to distract your mindset, like, from complaining about day to day, mate, play Apex, mate. I mean, fucking do that, mate. Right. If you don't want to like realization, don't watch me. Mate, do not watch me. I do not like avenge it. And that's the worst bit, mate. Right. One of the new lads, I call him Sweet Cheeks, I do, because he's a fucking good lad and he's a sweet lad, man. Right. I'm not gay, don't worry. He knows I'm not gay. And he's not gay either. Well, I don't know if he's gay or not, I don't care. He knows that I'm not gay, so he knows I'm not interested. As long as he don't try upon that, I have no need to know. You know, as long as he respects my wishes and I respect his, each to their own for me, mate. I was not born upon this world to worry about someone's sexuality, I can tell you that. I was born upon this world to worry about my sexuality and the partner that I would like to be with. Because if I fall in love with a lesbian, it's not going to work out well unless I can convince her to think that it's a strap-on. Yeah? Bitch, she could get pregnant off. You know what I mean? Well, you just pretend it's a built-on strap-on, you know? It's not the same. Just can't blame a man for trying, man. Hey mate, there's some lesbians out there that are absolutely attractive. I ain't gonna lie. And then there's some lesbians out there that you can clearly tell that they are making a statement that they are a lesbian. Right? And 9 times out of 10, I would say that is more the butch lesbian. Like, I've got a lesbian up the road, Sue, lovely lady, absolutely fantastic. Love speaking to her every time I interact with her. For multiple reasons. Because if we're busy, we don't mind going separate ways. We'll say we love you, it's nice seeing you, and look after yourself. And move on. You see? And that's old respect. But nowadays I find with the younger ones, they'll try and cling on to that attention. Yeah? Like, yeah, well, I've got to do stuff today and all, I've got to do this. Then why the fuck are you talking to me? Fuck off and do it. You know what I mean? You're just sat here prolonging it. What are you talking to me for? Why you're sat here telling me what you need to do, it's not getting done. Do it. I suffer with this shit every single day. Don't worry about it. The problem is I just don't know any different now. You know? I've always said I'm like a dog anyway. I follow my instincts more than my knowledge. And, yeah, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, mate, honestly. True story. And I'm just kind of an old dog now, mate. that kind of enjoys just streaming and talking about my bullshit. And if anyone can find anything in that, then that's you. But I don't do it for negativity. I lose my temper, don't worry about that. I do throw a tantrum. But I do that in a party. Now, if I'm in the game, unless disrespect is shown, I will more likely just go GG. But if I'm playing Apex Legends and the guy's telling me that I'm trash and shouldn't play Apex anymore, and he's got 2 damage, he's got 64 damage while I'm on 2k, I am going to say something back to him. Because he needs to realise, mate. I had a Twitch streamer, like, oh, you're a bot. I'm a bot at 70. All I put was 78, mate. And then they continued. I was like, bro, you're the bot, mate. You got 78 damage. And you sat there whinging at me. While your simps are probably sat there going, yeah, he's a bot, bro. He is, mate. He's a right bot, bro. And I did it for a reason. Because I knew what he would have done if he was actually streaming on his little TikToker. He'd have gone, yeah, 78 damage, yeah, well, let's have a look at yawn. And he'd have seen the difference straight away. And you know, there's nothing else better than when karma is brought upon yourself. Yeah? Because you've got no excuse other than yourself for why you just faced that. And that really is the pain. And to be honest, I ain't gonna lie, everything that's happening with the world, I'd like to say humans are intelligent enough for this, but I don't think we are. There is a lot hidden from the public that the public do not know about and shouldn't know about. For many reasons, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Do you know if the government actually wanted to put people under fear and to fearmonger you, what they'd be better off doing is telling you the truth. Because you'd obey. If you actually knew the truth of everything, you'd listen and obey. Because you'd be more scared. There's a reason why they say ignorance is bliss. Because as long as you don't know and you've only got hope to go off, it gives you a reason to live. But if you know, you have no hope. So you lose that reason. In hindsight, the cruelty that everyone receives is actually keeping you alive. So does being left in the dark. How strange. I mean, trust me, there's nothing more than I'd love to see is full public closure. But it will also probably be the downfall of everything. Everywhere kind of looks like a new area, but my brain also knows I've been here like a million times. See? Look, even the exploding thing's already gone. See, with a mini-map, I'd know if I've missed areas or not. You know, like Bowdog Gates. I like you to be like, how come that area over there is not on my mini-map? But yet it looks accessible. And then you jump across and you go, oh, it is accessible. Look, it's filling mini-mapping. You know, just Just saying, things in the past that made games better, easier, a lot better to play, a lot more fluent to play. Like, Call of Duty has really got like the collectibles down within their campaigns, I'm not gonna lie. Because you go one way. And then what you do is you wipe out a section of enemies and then you explore that whole entire area and then move on to the next section of enemies. And then you will explore that area and then you move on to the next section of enemies and then explore that area. In a game of God of War, the engagement is too addictive not to explore the area. Right? Same reason of Dying Light. The game and the engagement of that game and the free running of that game is more addictive than looking for loot. So if you want us all to be druggies and go off for dopamine, can we go back to what we used to enjoy? Because that's how it's created, not through fucking frustration. Right. Frustration, I ain't gonna lie, is multiplayer games. And the frustration level depends how bad you are. Or how good you are at realising what's actually going on. There's two different areas. If you're in a situation where you're constantly underhanded, how are you supposed to do it? If you're playing Call of Duty and you do that, look at that kill board, and you're at the top at 34 and about 6 deaths, and the bottom person below you has got 2 kills and 74 deaths, and 0 captures. How are you supposed to combat that when it's already played in your, not in your favor? Like in Black Ops 3, I used to run around with a tomahawk and a katana and a sniper. Because I got to max prestige and everything, the game got boring. So I just played it for fun. And yes, I was a bot with a sniper and I had the thermal scope. Right? Because it was easier to scope in and it was a lot more position shot. And I could float around like a douchebag and actually get a nice accurate shot. Whereas the varial scoping out like that, we're using the boost, it actually really affected the scope. So that's why I went to the thermal. But they was the things that I used for fun. And then if I wanted to sweat the game out, I'd have the CUDA. With pretty much all mobility settings. Even Black Ops 3 Zombies, World at War Zombies is more aesthetically pleasing than BO3. BO6, sorry. Right? And this is the downfall of games. That's been such an enjoyment from so much of humanity's life. In an area where, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie, we need people to create games, we need people to play games, and we need people to watch people play games. And the reason why everything works out so greatly, if you actually think about it as a society, right? Do you really want an idiot being a brain surgeon because he's got the money to? It doesn't sound like a wise idea having someone that probably needs brain surgery doing brain surgery because he's got the money to, does it? Right? That does not sound like a wise idea to me. That's just stupid all into one. Right? So we should be going off what we are good at as a skill. If people are good at playing games, let's get them playing games. And the problem is when I say games, you can look at that in one or two ways. Yeah? You can either think games as in games that I'm playing now. Or you could think football, basketball. It's all a game. Yeah? Right? get them doing that. You got people out there that want to be doctors. They're the people that should be doctors. You want people that want to be therapists. Once again, they're the people that should be. And it shouldn't be the money that persuades them to go for that position. All the jobs that do not want to be done by society should be done by people that do not live by the law of the land. Yeah? But the problem is, in a society that works together, you wouldn't need to do that. None of us need a million and different 50... Pack it in. You're going to get your sensor pause, and you can call your send bursters again. You can be a douchebag all you want, but you're frustrating me, pooch. It's me that has to constantly clean it up, and then you make it worse. I don't care, whinge about it. We could be much more better off and efficient, where we're not looking down on people without money. It's money that gives people a fake statue. See, the difference is someone with money will think they're a lot better than someone without money. Right? Then they could have got that money in multiple different fashions that doesn't matter. Okay? You can become rich through selling drugs. Yeah? You can become rich through selling your body. You can become rich through doing terrible things. Yeah? You can also do that through doing... Not really, actually. Most people that do good don't actually become rich because they don't have anything in the first place. People that stay humble with money have no problem in purchasing other people's stuff. The people that are not humble with money are telling you on the other end that you're a worthless goddamn idiot because you can't donate blah 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 so they can buy a new car. That's worthless people, mate. And there's nothing humble about that. The humble people go out their way and they don't try and get self-gain out of it. So, like, I don't know whether it's a basketball player or a boxer, but there's a boxer, big-ass black guy. I won't step on his shoes because I don't even think with my foot I could actually cover his toe. I've got size 10 feet. He's a big guy, man. Like, it's impressive. Because I'm a short arse that can't reach the top shelf, and it's not fair. That's why. Right. And all my tall friends, they come round when I don't need them. You know what I mean? Come out of Tesco, I've just had to climb 5 shelves. You know what I mean? Just to reach the top. And then my mate Aaron, that's like fucking 7 foot Mount Everest, walks around the corner like, where were you 5 seconds? Best. You know what I mean? I'm not like 5 foot something. 5'6", 7, maybe. So the short ass anyway, mate. Alright. That's why I was never allowed any porn mags. I couldn't reach them. Alright. And just leave people to where it is. You gotta think, if people that want to be doctors stood in for that, they're not gonna have time to actually play games and experience it. So people that actually do that, right, can do that. There's people that want to edit. There's people that can edit that shit. Yeah? There's people that want to be rocket scientists, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Let's just leave people where they want to go and leave free will to take nature again. Yeah? Problem is everything's so programmed towards parents, money, and a society that I just don't want to look at anymore. Because honestly, do you know, if I go back to when I was 14, right? If we had OnlyFans back then, they would all be on it. We had kids in school having kids so they didn't have to go to school. It probably still goes on now. Right? They would all be on it. Some of the kids in school sold their sons for cigarettes, mate. You're telling me they can sell their body for thousands on the internet and not have to do it, and they wouldn't have done it? They wouldn't have done it. The problem is now, luckily, a lot of them have got kids and self-respect, and it's from the kids where they gain that. Right? They wouldn't do half of the shit they did when they were kids because they wouldn't want their kids to know. Same reason why when you're with your old friends, you don't talk about half of the shit you did, you talk about the good times. Because you don't want your kids to know. You know what I mean? Main reason is you just don't want to be a bad example. And the new generations, if we teach them a different format to what we know, it might be better off. The problem is most people hold pride because you worked for something. But older generations worked for less, gained less, had next to nothing, and did it all to make your futures and my future better. Right? And instead of all of humanity uniting under a humanity flag, because that's what we really need, you gotta think, right, if an alien invasion actually happened, if we live on a globe, that as a world, we're gonna be able to deal with that properly. Right? And if you're gonna say, yeah, okay, then let's have a look at your home, and let's have a look when you have an argument with inside that household. Do you think you can deal with that correctly? Or do you think sometimes you can be unhinged? Oi, stop it. See? And you think we could solve a crisis like that? See, that's the problem with me, man. I live in so many different areas, I don't know what the fuck's going off in my head half the time. We're going to complain about diseases among the earth that we should have solved out millions and millions of years ago if we weren't in constant conflict with one another. Right? And we are. Majority of the time. And, I'm not surprised. Humanity's caused it itself, I'm not going to lie, but it's got a lot of wounds to heal from, hasn't it? We got a lot of cleaning and a lot of repairing to do as a whole race. Because Mother Nature obviously is not happy. And I learned from a very young age, don't mess with your fucking mother. Huh? I always found, mate, yeah, if you want to know how bad the man is, yeah, you wonder how bad the woman is that tamed him. Because she's a lot worse, mate. And there's only one or two ways that a man can be tamed. Number one, it's love. It's genuine love. If that man is backing down, taming, and trying to sympathise with you, and doesn't want to argue, that's mostly love. Yeah. He's trying to understand your point of view, and it's love that drives him to that. Then I forgot where I was going. I don't even know where I was going with that direction anyway. And then you got men that just be around me. I don't know where I was going. There was some point to that, but it's gone now. So, yeah, figure it out. But honestly, because men don't deal with shit, right? We really don't. You know, if our friend's giving us attitude, we're either going to put them straight or we're going to walk away and give him time to think about it. We don't usually sympathise with people giving us disrespect as a man, right? It doesn't work like that. The only time a man ever sympathises, really, is when it comes to a woman. They will usually back down. And then you got the man that obviously just claims authority, and that's where I was going with the love bullshit. You know, I loved my ex, I sympathised. After a while, mate, I was like, you know what? I'm done, fuck you, I don't care anymore. You know, like to the point, I've been arguing with you for an hour and a half, and you're not even listening. And you still continued, didn't you, sweetheart? For an hour and a half, you've just realised you've been arguing with yourself for an hour and a half, and yet you still continue. Still. Huh? I learned self-realisation a long time ago. I've always argued with myself. I argue with everything. Like, I've questioned everything from day one of being alive. I wasn't allowed in church because I asked if Christianity was a bit like cannibalism because we eat the rice paper that represents his flesh and we drink the wine that represents his blood. And I just watched Hannibal Lecter that night. Huh? Sorry. I was a child and I was putting two and two together, mate. Right? Now I get where the guy took offense from it. But as an adult, I also see the funny side to it as well. Because I knew what went off. Right? In my brain at that time. And I also seen, I ain't gonna lie, I've probably seen my child doing that and all if he stayed around me. The problem is when I knew my little boy, right, he was hyperactive. He loved being himself. He was smiley. He was a cheerful little boy. And now he looks like he's become his father because he likes to be on his own. He isolates himself and he's not really interested with interacting with people. And he loves technology. Because when you like being on your own, it's nice to escape. That's why I like technology. The problem is I don't know when my son got there. Because if I'd have known, I'd have stopped it. Yeah, I started isolating myself from a very young age, actually. It's about 5. And the reason why is because I used to get frustrated and I used to beat myself up in front of my parents and they used to pick on me through it. So I'd get more angry. So I'd do it more. And eventually I learned that they was antagonizing the situation. So I started to take myself away when I got to that frustration state to deal with it. and then to move past it. I still do it now, but I got a lot better at moving past it. Like, I still physically beat myself up, but it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, I got no problem in getting frustrated and punching my son in the face. No problem at all. But the problem is I've also got used to that. I mean, even my best mate Bacon, bless him, he was sat next to me, and I lost my shit and punched my son in the face. He was like, "You good?" I'm sorry, bro. I just sometimes I lose my temper, mate, and yeah. I was like, well, how am I supposed to help you with that? I says, to be honest, I've done it from a young age, and I don't know. I just get a built-up frustration within my body, and this pump of blood to my arm, and it just feels like it needs to go somewhere. So instead of directing it at anyone, I direct the anger towards myself. Because it gives me time to internalize it. And you see, I've lived this way for such a long period of time that I don't know how to do it. And it wasn't until I was 14 where I found something that helped me keep a grip on it. Yeah. And it was weed. And it helped me keep a grip on it for such a long time that when I was told to come off it through court so I could get all my problems and shit diagnosed with my Asperger's and all that I started to break down properly because I didn't have that support system no more, you know, and shit got worse. I still smoke it now. I don't like the amount I smoke and all either still. But you see, that's a good thing. Because at least I can identify that I don't like what I'm doing. I'm just doing fuck all about it to change it, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I try and introduce new things to my life to change habit and to move in a better direction. And I find myself in a constant relapse. In a situation where if I do come away from weed, I find I'll return back to alcohol. I get worse on alcohol. Because I'm drinking, my aggression gets worse towards people, so I have to segregate myself a lot more. And then eventually, because I'm drinking alcohol, I'm not exactly thinking straight, so it doesn't take me long to pick a zoo up and start again. See, the problem is what you know what does my head in about most parents is they think the gateway to drugs is weed. It's not, it's alcohol. Because I found everything through alcohol. Right? Everything. The first drug I ever had was cowpole. To be honest, it's cowpole. It was alcohol. Actually, I probably had something else. Parents shouldn't really tell me about that. I don't really want them to, because I'll look up on research on it, and then I'll find out that some bullshit experiment was done round about that time, and da da da. No, but I'm one of them. I was experimented. It all makes sense. Right. See, me, I'm a Sigma male that tries to break out of society but realises I can't because of where I live. Also, I know how to do a load of things, but I'm old now, and I've come too accustomed to this fucking bullshit. I mean, I survive in the woods. I ain't gonna lie. Not in Britain's woods, anyway. Fuck that. Send me to America. Survive in those woods. You've got a better choice of variety to eat me. I don't want to wake up to a fucking squirrel nibbling on my nuts. You know what I mean? I'd rather just wake up to a bear just like, huh, this is where I die. Because at least avoid the slaver off my face, you know? Fucking dirty bastard. Right, because I got no other choice there, mate. If that bear's above me, mate, that's looking at me as food. Or seeing if I'm dead. Neither which way, mate, I'm gonna fight. Right, if I see that first thing in the morning, I am not gonna lay there and fucking... If I've had time to be awake in that lot, I might have rationalised the situation, but sorry, when you first wake up, it's a fight or flight. And I'm swinging. That's what I'm doing. I'm swinging at that shit. Right. Unless I made friends with the bear. I ain't gonna lie, I can imagine me moving to America. Killing a bear from a distance in a tree with a gun, thinking I'm the man. Get its hide, find its little cub, feel depressed, raise the cub as my own, and have a bear friend. And guess what? Anytime I need a bear hug, it'll be right there. Hopefully it don't remember the trauma it once went through because of my actions. Also, it'd be disrespectful keeping the bear hide after they do anything. I'd have to get rid of that as well. See, this is the joys of Asperger's, mate. They would just continue with that situation that's not even real for no reason. Right. Zombie apocalypse, mate. I'll tell you the first thing I'm doing, mate. I'm either going to the high seas, mate, or I'm finding the biggest mountain, mate. Right? My mate's like, are you going to get food up there? No, I don't care. I'd rather die by frostbite than fucking be edited. Never know. I might freeze. If human survives and I'm up there dead, I might be able to save the virus so that it can come back and finish the job off. When humanity finds me and then texts me back and then finds out that they're eating each other. See, because that's humanity for you, mate. Do you know if I see a dead body, I think, wow, I'll walk past that and leave that there. Right. Because number one, I live in Britain. That ain't shit that usually happens within Britain. Okay? It happens. But, you know, there's usually a borderline reason behind it, like most countries. You know? People don't like one person, so they dealt with the situation. There's that one. Right? Oh, the motherfucker deserved it. Right. Like we in Britain. There's a guy that's apparently attacked 4 women and a younger child. And yeah, I'm on. I don't know how to say that properly without like sounding like I'm on the wrong side. I want that guy out of the country. That's the one I want. Right, that one, the one that committed the crime. Or I want him to face justice. Right? I'm pretty sure people in prison would love to play with him. You never know, it could be a good ping pong ball. This is what I mean. Right, when I was young, I was watching a prison documentary, and the first thing that I heard out of the prisoner's mouth was sex offenders and rapists are the first on the hit list with inside here. The guy was a murderer, and I could have respect for this guy because the level of his mortality, and I think he's got a good job lined up. You know what I mean? He don't like them 2 people. He's a murderer. They're first on the hit list. He's in a good position for a good job. I say what we do is every day we send this guy to keep him at bay, a sex offender or a rapist that's actually convicted and proven guilty. Like, I'm not just going off opinions and fucking vendettas. Because, yes, there is that shit out there. That's the issue. Right? I think it's a good job. You know what I mean? Who better to track down pedophilia and rapists than a serial killer? I mean, he's got to the point where he's a serial killer. He's definitely good at his job, mate. He knows how to track people down. He knows how to make sure you're isolated. He knows you're on your own. He knows your routine. He knows everything. I gotta admit, mate, he's probably a good man to find this shit out. Right? And what you say is, as long as you can prove it all, we'll let you get away with it. But you gotta get rid of the body. We're not doing that. Right? You already know how to do it, man. Serial killer, you found. You know what you're doing. Leave him to it. But if he harms innocents, then that's where we should deal with that situation. See, most of my mindset and my opinions are the things that I grew up around and I observed as a child, but remained quiet. I don't really like drinking that much because all I ever observed was, well, my mum's side of the family, they'd have a drink and a barbecue. One of them would get too drunk, one of them would say something, the other one would get mardy. People would come to their defence, they'd come to their defence. We'd fall out, they wouldn't talk for a while, and then they kiss and make up, and then they do the same again. You just sat there like, wow, this is stupid. What was you even arguing over? Oh, we don't know. So your argument was that valid that you both don't remember? How does that make sense? How do you not remember what you were fucking arguing over something, and you don't remember what you was arguing over? You are the definition of the show pointless, aren't you? You live a rhetorical existence. Right. It's the same as another thing that did my head in and all with humanity. We got rid of plastic straws because it's killing dolphins. No, it's the humans that put those plastic straws there that are killing dolphins. So we could have a smart up, or we could just stop making this product. But I mean, you're just selling paper straws instead that are shit. They're just shit. The problem is you're telling me that CO2's rising, which is carbon dioxide that's produced by humans breathing, the fossil fuels we burn, animals, and many byproducts of just life in general. And then we're going to chop down the trees to create paper straws that produce oxygen as a byproduct because they take in carbon dioxide to help with photosynthesis, and they release oxygen as their waste byproduct. They also take in sunlight and water. How you as a retard, sorry, that's an offense to people nowadays. Back when I was a child, it's just what we used to say to people when they were stupid. So it comes through. Right, you are stupid. That's what you are. You are stupid. Same as gay used to mean happy when I was a child. Now it means homosexual. Although through being dyslexic, I'm grateful that you shortened it down. Fuck me. Can we have something for dyslexia? Can we short that down to can't read? I can spell that. Although I do get the E and the A mixed around a few times. And I forget the apostrophe. And I can't. Right. I don't get it. Everything's just so confusing. I don't get why. I look at ants that work off basic instinct to survive. And then I look at humans that claim to have intelligence. I don't think we do. I don't think humans do have intelligence, you know. I don't. Like, because why is everything complicated? Why is it all just complicated? I don't get it. None of it makes sense. Me, as soon as that opens, mate, you can die in there, bro. Yeah, looks like the Venus flytrap's got the taste for flies now, mate. It's attracting you. Is that your girlfriend in there or something? Should have left me alone. You'll be right. You're only meant to live for like a couple fucking days or something. Fuck off. I don't know where you keep coming from. You farting these flies out your ass or something, dog. It's like, nope. They just appear. I ain't even got no air vents or nothing open. I don't even know how the fuck you get in. It's like magic. They got gridlock on the air vent and all. You're not even supposed to be able to squeeze through there. I mean, a midget, maybe. Yeah, I can deal with that, but you're a full fucking bottlenose, mate. What's doing here? Fuck off. You're just stuck on it. You're not even bothered. It wants to die. Put me in this one. I will do. It's just eating, though. You have to wait. It's a couple more days to digest. The world's confusing. And anytime I talk to anyone, they just tell me the same bullshit. Like, been living on it is what it is for ages. And do you know when I was living on it is what it is? I was barely surviving. Right? I don't want to be living in it is what it is anymore. And that's where everyone's at. It is what it is. Because you're all barely surviving. Why you watch celebrities get fucking diamonds encrusted on their fanny? Why? Because you pay for their lifestyle. To be honest, I don't see talent now, so that's the problem. Like, if I seen talent, then yeah. Don't get me wrong, me as a channel, I think I do deserve a bit more appreciation. I'm open, I'm honest, I talk about my feelings. I don't mind giving advice if I can, but I also know I'm on the internet and you could be some random stranger. Right, playing with your belly button. I have no idea, mate, right? So I'm going to look upon that, on that situation, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be stressful and disrespectful, especially if I feel like I receive it, but that's a natural response. When I actually sit there and think about it, and think about it, but analyze it, I begin to realize where I went wrong and where I could have improved, and probably how I could have diffused the situation. Because no one wins really in violence anyway. Although I do think that we should have an execution policy towards pedophilia, because then that way, well, I ain't gonna lie, mate, it should deter 'em, mate. Right. Simple as. So that any allegation made towards someone of that nature would have to be taken serious. So there would have to be a full investigation to make sure that there's no malicious intent. That's the word I'm looking for. Personally. And if the motherfucker gets convicted, off with your head. But if not, then, you know, I wouldn't know how to deal with that situation. I say you place him under observation. And explain to the child, you know, that you shouldn't make false accusations, I suppose. Other than that, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. The thing is, man, is my ex is the repercussion of that shit. So I know what it does to a young girl, mate. Alright. We're 3 days apart, mate, me and my ex. I don't think I was a fucking weirdo. Like, literally. I was born on the 8th of December, and she's born on the 11th of December, both 1993. We met by both being dyslexic while we went for our English exams, and they put us in a room because we were too stupid to take it. That's how we met. And then we broke up because we were idiots, and then fucking we tried to make it work again for some stupid reason. It's my fault though, I pursued the connection. I could have left it be, but you know. You know, I was trying to forget her. It's kind of the reason why I got with her, to be honest. That's why we first got back together, you know. It was meant to be a one-night stand situation. You know, get what I needed off my chest, move on. She was pregnant, so, you know, I just stayed by her. That's stupidity. So, I got myself to blame then. That's what you get for listening to, yeah, listening, you know. But the worst bit about it is I should have been worried about other things, but I wasn't. You know, like, I can't get pregnant anyway. Alright, fuck the STDs. It's a good job I know I ain't got none. I went and got checked. I had no intercourse, mate. There ain't no chance. Unless I'm catching crabs off my hands, there's no way it was happening. The whole reason is because a love connection should be forever, not for a season. Like, and I can't be arsed with the fakeness. And that's the problem. Like, for a woman to go, I love you, that's not my mother. I still question what she says anyway. You see the problem. Because I'm going to question everything. This is going to build insecurities within the woman herself, because she's going to feel a lack of trust, and then she's going to wonder why. And then, obviously, they go with, then, it's just chaotic. Honestly, it's just chaotic. It's not right. And you see, because I worry about all that actually happening again and out playing, I'd just rather not interact with that shit. Like, that's just a waste of time to me, mate, that is. You tell me I gotta go in a relationship to either potentially give up everything that I've managed to gain within my pathetic life to take a chance on you, or I can invite you in and lose it all. And I'm left back in a situation where I'm sucking on my thumb. I don't think so. I'm just gonna stay sucking on my thumb. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. Because that shit's easy. I mean, personally, for me, mate, if I had a woman that came in my life that had everything, well, see, I've only got myself to offer. So why are you looking at me in the first place? That means you gotta, like, potentially see something in me. Right? But if you got nothing but baggage, I'm gonna pick that shit up straight away. Right? And I don't want baggage. And I don't mean kids are baggage. No, kids are accepted. I mean, I'm 31. Mate, is there anybody out there within my age group that don't have kids? I have kids. I just feel like I don't. And there ain't nothing I can do about it. I had to retract to save my own sanity, because no matter where I went, I was met with an area where I was told I needed something, but had little to survive. I managed though, don't worry, I survived. I'm here, talking to you. Fucking obvious, common sense. Right, little to survive, to be able to get there in the first place. And I struggled with reading, so that didn't help me. And I had no help or support. But as a father, when I was going through the situation, I took myself straight to the library. I got all the parenting books around legal matters and everything, and I tried to read everything. But that's all I could do. To the point where the lawyers sat down and went, "Just, you're doing a better job than I am. Do you want to do it for me?" And there was no sarcasm within it, because I outlined all the problems, all the things. And like I said to him, I says, I'm even defending my partner in areas where stories are wrong and been manipulated. And they've been manipulated with on her behalf and my behalf to favour the narrative. Right? I learned all these words just by going and trying to read. I had to go up to random strangers in a library and ask them what shit said. And if I didn't understand it, I had to ask them if they knew what it meant and if they could help. I had to explain my situation. And luckily, they helped. So I took the knowledge I had and I tried to present myself the best I could. The problem is, they just wanted a drug test on me. I told them they could have a drug test. Like, yeah, well, we might have to cut your take some of your hair for it. Yeah, I've got plenty of it. Yeah. Well, some people cut their hair before, and I've had my hair since I was 14. I'm not cutting this now. No offense, I don't like my hair. People can do whatever they want, like, but you're stereotyping me, and I find that quite offensive. Uh, uh, uh. We've been through this situation before, mate. Right? Do we have to go through it again? Right? Because I smoked weed. Weed. Not because I were an alcoholic and smoked weed and all this crap and that lot. I smoked weed, mate. Something that, in hindsight, I am still physically be able to do stuff. And I'm still physically able to do stuff that consider a lot of attention. The difference is, if I've been smoking it since I was 14 all the way up until now, it's pretty much like smoking a cigarette. Absolutely a waste of fucking time, to be honest. It's become one of those habits that's more of an irritation, but every time you try and stop it, you end up with inner conflict, so you may as well just continue, because then you can prevent that. And a prevention is better than a cure. Right. I mean, I don't even beg for attention. I don't have a laptop to remove that fucking PayPal shit though. That's annoying. I didn't have a lot of money back in the time when I put it on to where, you know, I couldn't buy games and people wanted me to buy games. And someone says if you put that on there, you know, people may donate towards and, you know, you can get the game that way. And I thought, that's quite a good idea. So people want me to play a game other than Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you can fuck yourselves. I don't mind. Yeah, I'll do that. That's a good idea. One, I don't want to play the games that you guys want to play me to play. I want to play the games that I want to play. So I kind of don't like the fact that I've got that there. I never really wanted to beg for money in the first place, so I don't kind of want that there anyway. I just wanted to stream and speak and not be able to live with inside my mindset fucking 24/7. Right, I'm switching game because I can't play this because I'm just in my mindset and I don't want to do that. And what I'm doing right now is I'm procrastinating something. Preventing myself from doing something by locking onto something else so I can avoid it for the meantime. Because my brain wants me to complete this, but I don't want to complete this. So now I'm stuck in isolation right now. And what my brain is doing is it's weighing up every single motherfucking option within my life to see if it's worth me continue playing one fucking game. So I'm switching.